When you hear the word North Korea, what comes to mind? Mystery? Secrecy? Or maybe just a blank space? You're not alone. This is one of the most closed-off nations on Earth. And behind its rigid facade, there are rules, especially in the military, that are beyond belief. Some of them are downright terrifying. Today, we're counting down 10 of the most shocking and brutal rules inside the North Korean military. And trust me, the one rule is a nightmare, especially for women soldiers. Before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Which of these rules do you think is the most insane? Let's dive in. Top 10 free healthcare. Yeah, right. North Korea loves to claim they offer universal healthcare. But here's the reality. Hospitals have almost no medicine. If you want treatment, you bring your own supplies. Soldiers with injuries get some iodine if they're lucky. And with widespread malnutrition, parasites are rampant. Many who manage to escape are found infested with worms. Forget free healthcare. You're lucky to survive at all. Top 9 living conditions that are beyond cramped. North Korea isn't a huge country, and space for army barracks is extremely limited. So where do they put their over 1 million active soldiers? Crammed into tiny concrete rooms. We're talking 20 soldiers per room. And your personal space? A single drawer for all your belongings, including your uniform. Ventilation? Forget it. Summer is a sweat box. Winter is bone-chilling damp. And these conditions? A breeding ground for disease. During the SARS outbreak in the early 2000s and COVID-19 later on, the military was hit hard. Some soldiers didn't even make it to the battlefield. They died in the barracks. Top 8 training? More like a human circus. If you think life in the barracks is bad, wait until you hear about training. It's not just drills and marching. It's a full-on survival marathon. Fuel, ammunition, and vehicles rationed to the extreme. So soldiers spend their time not only training, but farming and raising pigs to feed themselves. And then comes the performance drills. Breaking bricks with bare hands, jumping through explosions, and firing at cardboard cutouts of American enemies. All caught on camera, as if they're filming an action movie. It's less of a military and more of a circus act. Top 7 no way out. Escape? Forget it. Even leaving the base is tightly controlled. Every outing must be approved, and everything is tracked. Where you go, who you meet, why you're there. Leaving the country? Nearly impossible. Only a select few are allowed to cross borders for missions. Try to run? At best, you'll be shot on sight. At worst, your family will pay the price. One high-ranking officer's son was shot 40 times during an escape attempt. And when he made it to South Korea, doctors found his body riddled with parasites. That's what survival looks like, barely. Top 6 beans are a luxury item. Sounds crazy, right? But soybeans are considered a prized commodity in North Korea's army. Why? Because most soldiers simply don't get enough to eat. Soybeans are rich in protein, but having tofu or a spoonful of beans at mealtime, that's a rare privilege. In 2021, Kim Jong-un was reportedly informed about widespread malnutrition among troops, and he ordered commanders to provide at least 1 bean dish per day. Nice idea, but guess what? Officers couldn't manage it, so they forced soldiers to bring food from home, and most of their families could barely survive themselves. So if you're a soldier, you either let your family starve or risk getting punished by your officers. Which would you choose? Top 5 retired soldiers aren't really free. Think you're done after military service? Think again. Even after discharge, many ex-soldiers are forced into massive construction projects. Hydropower dams, farms, infrastructure, you name it. In 2016, thousands of former soldiers worked on the Taishan hydropower plant and Sabial Plateau farms. Men hauled rocks and dug ditches. Women cooked and cleaned. And no one got paid a dime. Their only reward? A pat on the back, if they're lucky. Top for your life is no longer yours after 17. At 17 years old, every North Korean citizen must enlist. No exceptions. Once you hit legal age, your life belongs to the military. But guess who gets a free pass? The children of the elite. Even Kim Jong-un himself never served a single day. And as the population shrinks, Recruitment standards keep dropping. Too young? Too short? Doesn't matter. You'll still be dragged into uniform. Top 3. Brainwashing starts at kindergarten. In North Korea, education isn't about math and science. It's ideological conditioning from birth. Picture this. Cartoon animals dressed as soldiers in preschool books. Songs that teach kids they're bullets and bombs for the supreme leader. From day one, children are raised to live and die for their country. And by adulthood, you've got one of the largest standing armies on the planet, built purely on loyalty and fear. Scary stuff. Top 2. Mandatory crying, or else. In North Korea, not crying can be a crime. Whenever a leader visits a military base, soldiers are expected to burst into tears on command. Screaming, clapping, sobbing. All part of showing loyalty. But if your tears don't look real enough, there's a problem. You could get reported. Minor infractions mean hard labor. Major ones could land you in prison. Some soldiers caught not crying were tortured until they learned how. Top 1. Female soldier's worst nightmare. If you thought the men had it bad, it's twice as hard for women. Menstrual cycle? No sanitary pads. Most get old bandages and are expected to keep up with training like nothing's wrong. Technically, they can file complaints. In reality, commanders make those complaints disappear. If you can't handle it, too bad. No one's coming to help. 4. North Korean women in the military. It's not just a challenge. It's survival in its harshest form. So after hearing all this, which of these rules shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden worlds. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay curious,